everyone, my name is Marie Matheson and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about my dogs. I am really sad to say that my oldest dog, Riley, has passed away. He lived a long life. He was 14 years old, so I am super grateful for the time that I had with him. I haven't been posting barely at all anywhere. I still post on my Snap story and my Instagram story, but when it comes to like actually posting, I haven't been doing that. There's been a few ups and downs in my life recently. It was easier just to go through the hardest emotions before I started posting again. I love having YouTube and TikTok as a creative outlet, and when I'm in the swing of things and in a good routine, I truly enjoy doing it, but it is a lot of work. So I am excited to get back into it and start recording. I did not feel right about getting back into the swing of things without making a video sort of a tribute to Riley. Since I didn't get Riley as a puppy, I thought it would be interesting to kind of share with you how I ended up with him, and a part of that story is also sharing how I got Charlie. You want to go? You can go. My sister and brother-in-law got Riley when he was just a puppy. Within a couple of years, they ended up getting another dog and named her Abby. Riley and Abby ended up having 4 of the cutest, sweetest little puppies. Unfortunately, Abby ended up getting mastitis. If you don't know what mastitis is, I'll just put the definition here. But essentially, it meant that she was unable to feed her puppies. So my sister asked me to help take care of the puppies. So I ended up moving in. We had a kiddie pool that was in the living room. So I would either like sleep beside the kiddie pool or I would sleep on the couch, and I would just bottle feed them and clean up after them. Oh, they were so sweet. I remember at the very beginning of doing that, I was like, I'm not keeping a puppy. There is no way. I was like, hard no from the beginning. The longer I spent with these little tiny bundles of joy, I would then just talk to the camera, bro. And the longer I spent with these little tiny babies, I fell in love with them. So I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep one of the puppies. One of the puppies was a little bit bigger. He was so cuddly and so sweet, and I just felt so connected to him. And my plan was to name him Chinchilla. I don't know where that name comes from. I don't remember how I came up with it. Every time I held him, I just thought Chinchilla for some reason. So that was the one that I was going to keep. My brother-in-law's mom and dad, they were going to take 2 of the puppies, and the 2 that they were going to take, their names were Bentley and Benji. A couple weeks after they were born, Bentley got sick and was not eating properly and was lethargic at times. And so we took him to the vet multiple times. Remember, we had him on like this little tiny portable heater. I would like sleep with him on my chest to keep him warm. I just like did everything I could for this little puppy, but unfortunately he didn't make it, and it was devastating. After spending 24/7 with these little puppies and to have one of them pass away, it honestly just broke my heart. After that, I was like, I'm not keeping one of these puppies. That I don't want to go through that again. The puppies kind of changed their dynamic a little bit after the passing of Bentley. Benji and the puppy that I was going to keep, Chinchilla, they became inseparable. They would sleep together, they would go everywhere together, they would just always be so close. So my brother-in-law's mom decided that she was going to take Benji, and the one that I was going to take, he named the one that I was going to take Cooper. And then there was the 4th puppy. The 4th puppy was very mischievous. He was like the most outgoing out of the bunch. Sometimes if I would like walk out of the room, he would like hop up onto the edge of the pool, lift himself and jump out. He's definitely very unique. My sister wasn't going to keep any of the puppies, and their 2 were already gone, and I didn't want to see the last puppy be taken out of the family. So I ended up deciding to take the fourth puppy, which is Charlie. I don't know if the camera is going to show him laying here or not, but I named him after my favorite actor at the time, Charlie Hunnam, and I was just in love with him. And to this day, I am so grateful that I ended up taking him. He, outside of work, he was definitely my first genuine commitment, and to this day, my longest commitment that I've made in my life. He definitely forces me to make better choices at times. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, I'm sure that there would be some days I wouldn't even want to get out of bed. He's brought a lot of light into my life, and it's easy to stay in the moment with him. So I am just so freaking grateful that everything happened the way it did and that I ended up with him. I am just super freaking lucky. I loved all of the dogs, and I spent a lot of time with the three dogs, Charlie, Riley, and Abby. Whenever I would stay there, the dogs would always be in my bed. They each had their own individual personalities, and Riley specifically, just feel like he was an old man at heart. If there was like a lot of noise happening, he would always kind of find the quietest area to be in. So fast forward a couple years, my sister and brother-in-law had a baby, and when she was a 1-year-old, she was walking, using the couch kind of to hold herself up, and Riley ended up biting her on the face. I wasn't actually there. I don't know if she like grabbed at him or what had happened there. I just know that he's not a super fan of kids. He's not a super fan of noise. He wasn't typically aggressive, but he just liked to sort of be on his own more. So my sister calls me up and is like, hey, this is what happened. I'm gonna have to rehome him. Like, would you take him? And I said, no way. I was not in any means to take him. I was in a relationship, and together him and I had 2 dogs. We had Charlie, and we had another dog that we got together, and his name was Opie. Opie was a handful, to say the least. I loved Opie so much. I could put him back and I could just hold him like a little baby. He was just so sweet. When we got him, he was just this little tiny baby bear. He grew up to be very solid and always was the best cuddler. He was very, very smart. He could get out of the kennel. I know the quality of these videos are not great, but I just wanted to share with you him getting himself out of the cage. Anytime we would go to work, he would have to be in the kennel, and he was able to actually bite it and jimmy it open. He did it with this cage and one of our other cages. So he was just so smart.
In the cage.
No, we'll hold that. Now this is underneath. Okay, so over here.
That being said, he was also a huge handful. So without going into too much detail about Opie, a little example, one time he ate a piece of clothing and we had to spend over $3 grand on surgery for him. That wasn't the first visit that we had to make because he ate something. Like I said before, I love Opie to death, but because he was such a handful, there was no way I was willing to take another dog on. Fast forward a bit of time, my sister messaged me and basically said, nobody in the family can take him. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna have to put him on Kijiji. So after talking with my ex, he and I agreed to take Riley. So at this point, then we had 3 dogs. We had Riley, Charlie, and we had Opie. Walking the 3 of them together was insane. You know, Riley would always go after Opie, and Opie would become aggressive, and Charlie just wanted all of our attention and to be the alpha, but Opie was so big and unpredictable that I think he was the alpha. So it was chaotic for sure at times, but I freaking loved all 3 of them. But when my ex and I broke up, the one big thing I asked from him was that he takes Opie. I love Opie to death, and I am so happy that I have the memories I have with him. But at the same time, I was not going to become the crazy dog lady with 3 dogs who were all very, very different. It didn't stress me out as much with Opie going with my ex because I knew that that would be the best thing for him outside of me. No, as hard as it was for me to ask him to take him, I knew it wasn't going to be hard on Opie. I knew that he would be well taken care of. So that's how I ended up getting Riley. I had loved Riley many years before he was ever mine. If I was working, then he would be right at my feet there. Charlie would always be in the bedroom if I'm working. And Riley was always there, no matter what. He would always be there. And I never felt alone with him. I'm okay. And yeah, I was so lucky to have him. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. And the ending was really hard and it was really expensive. I tried everything to kind of keep him alive and comfortable, but it was his time, and God, it was awful. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm happy. Look. He hates it so much when I'm upset that he'll come and snuggle me and then he'll just dip out. If he doesn't see me getting happy, he'll just leave me. That's what I mean. Riley wouldn't leave me. Riley would just stick it out and stay there no matter how I was feeling. He didn't care. He just needed to be by me. My plan in the future now is I'm going to try to record a few appointments to make sure I'm physically ready to go to the gym, and then I'm going to take you along with me because, you know, I feel like taking you with me will kind of make me accountable, as well as kind of keep me motivated and push myself in ways that I don't normally do when I'm not with other people or, you know, recording. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today, and hopefully I see you in the next couple of weeks getting ready for the gym. All right, have yourself an awesome week, and I'll see you next time I post. Bye. Let's sleep. This is why I need to go to the gym.